Hey guys, Josh here again, and I was thinking today about what kind of video would I want to watch as a YouTube viewer. And I came to the conclusion that I would love it if someone was playing RuneScape whilst talking about the educational system of Australia. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I was somewhat inspired to talk about this topic after watching some friends of mine make a video on learning slash board games, which is an interesting combination, and I'll just put that channel link on the screen now. Now, there are a lot of different ways and styles and techniques and attitudes when it comes to learning in a classroom environment. You have people like me who like to just sit there and do the work and listen to what everyone else has to say whilst they form their own opinion. You've got people who just want to listen. You've got people who just want to do all that work at home, and school really isn't a place of learning for them, ironically. But I think there is a lack of accommodation for different styles of learning, in at least my experience, in that a lot of teachers seem to feel somewhat obligated to keep talking at you even though you don't really want them to. And I think anyone that's watching this video now that's ever been in a classroom with me knows that I prefer to be a quiet person and just sit back and just really be to myself while I'm learning. But teachers seem to think that's a sign that I'm not learning or I'm not enjoying their class, so they want to connect with me. And this gets kind of awkward, but yeah, I guess you'd only really know this if you've been in the same class. But after watching Shane and Rob's video, I don't know if I was supposed to say their names, but Shane and Rob's video. Sorry guys. And I don't know if I should throw them under the bus like this, but I don't think they and many others really take into account a classroom attitude and how that environment can change the way other people learn. Especially in a particular class that me and both of these guys share, which I'm sure they'll know what is. It's really just about the teacher getting interrupted every 4 seconds, and she gets frustrated and she yells, and the whole the whole class pretty much gets taken back every time she goes to talk, because someone in the room will interrupt her. And when it gets down to it, that can really, really affect you when you just want to hear what they have to say. And that can be a poisonous environment all by itself when it comes to learning, almost as bad as if you didn't have a good teacher. It's also about having a good class, and if they don't cooperate or they don't see really what they're doing is at all negative or taking away from the experience, then why would they think they have to change? And I'm not trying to be a prude or anything and say that I don't enjoy this sort of thing, because honestly sometimes it's a lot of fun, but I really think people need to realize that the teacher is not everything when it comes to learning, and self-directed learning is incredibly important, which is why study and whatnot should actually be taken seriously. But speaking of really negative teachers, you've got textbook teachers. And these are the ones who clearly aren't overly inspired by their job, and they don't seem to have a real passion for what they do. And everything they teach will come directly out of a teacher textbook. It's a case of they'll give you the problem and they'll tell you the answer, but they won't tell you how they got the answer or why they get that answer, or really try to inspire you to enjoy or connect with the learning experience at all. And this is the worst kind of teaching environment, I think. For when the teacher seems to not even care, kind of is the death toll for the class, I think. Like, why should you make an attempt to really connect with what you're trying to learn if the teacher is just not cooperating at all? I don't want to sound as if I'm putting everything on the teacher or the classroom. As my final point in this video, which is already getting a bit too long, is that self-directed learning is incredibly important if you want to get good marks in any sense. It's all about actually going out of your way to learn this sort of thing. Which is why I always think it's very odd when people exclusively blame teachers for things. Not to say that teachers are without blame again though, because the story that Shane and Rob actually told, I was in that classroom and I know how that felt to be in this classroom of like 20 people, and clearly no one did very well, but the teacher felt it was our responsibility and not her own for the failings despite what she did, which I don't think I should say without getting in trouble. Anyway guys, I hope you got something out of this video. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time.